Moving into part 2 of this webinar, we're going to be reviewing the first anti-phishing solution, which is Mimecast. This is the solution we presently protect ourselves here at Aikens IT, and it has an excellent suite of tools that extend even further than phishing. In here, we'll be reviewing platform type, requirements to implement, security measures in the targeted threat protection suite, user training, and some other considerations, including integration with other services. Here we see the Mimecast administration dashboard, which gives us visibility on email queues, activity over the last 24 hours, total email traffic and rejection. And this also allows you the ability to quickly identify any abnormalities with your service, such as an outage that would cause your inbound and outbound email queues to rise. This can kind of be seen right through in here. This operates on a software as a service platform, which on a high level means there is no management of the software or hardware, and is provided as a cloud solution through a web interface. In terms of requirements, there are none for implementation, and it's available for any email system. So by heading into administration menu and gateway, we will be able to find the policies we are reviewing, which for anti-phishing and other targeted attacks, you're presented with, again, the targeted threat protection suite. Here we can see the plethora of policies available for configuration to fine-tune this really for your organization, but emphasized by the red boxes, you see the policies that target phishing specifically. So on a high level, what do these do? Well, firstly, with URL Protect, you're provided with the ability to rewrite URLs found in emails, including URLs and attachments, and provide real-time scanning with every click on any device. This is all achieved by rewriting URLs in emails into a Mimecast URL that directs users to a Mimecast landing page where a layered security check is performed on the destination site. This check reviews blacklists, real-time feeds, cache feeds, as well as it does also perform heuristic analysis and domain impersonation detection. If Mimecast finds the site to be malicious, you're able to control here how users will be able to proceed, as well as use this opportunity to educate users. More on this in user training. Moving into Attachment Protect, we begin looking into how we protect attachments sent to users. Mimecast provides safe file on demand, preemptive sandbox, and dynamic configuration. With safe file, we take attachments that could contain malicious code and replace them with safe versions. This allows for immediate delivery of attachments, and in cases where the original file is needed, employees could even request the original file, where it is then scanned on demand before delivery. With preemptive sandbox, we're able to break down attachments using full system emulation and virtualization to open the file and perform a deep security analysis to spot malicious activity at a code level and detect malicious actions in executable and non-executable code. If the file was deemed safe, the mail would be delivered to the recipient. Lastly, we have dynamic configuration, which is what allows users to control delivery options based on the sender. It uses safe file with on demand by default, and then preemptive sandbox for trusted senders. This provides the ability to combine the above features we had just reviewed briefly, and the ability for emails to be delivered instantly with no delays. Lastly, with the Targeted Threat Protection Suite, we look at Impersonation Protect. This service provides the ability for real-time scanning of all inbound emails to detect header anomalies, domain similarities, recency of sending domains, as well as sender spoofing. You're able to add the names of key users and prevent mail from being delivered when a match comes through. Here you can see a typical Schedule C definition where you would have a direct check against the internal username. Oops, sorry about that. A direct check against the internal username and a requirement of one hit to be subject to hold. It'd be recommended to complement this with a general policy that checks for more hits, but with an increased tolerance to prevent false positives. And here we're able to see some of the monitoring capabilities of URL Protect, but the same applies to Impersonation and Attachment Protect as well as others. With this, you're able to evaluate mail and confirm if the policies that have been configured are a good fit for your organization, as well as get a deeper analysis on the specifics of Mimecast's findings. Moving into user training, in many ways you have to think that saying you are as strong as your weakest link applies when you think about cybersecurity risk. While the policies we just discussed do strongly reduce your chances of a successful phishing attack, your last layer of defense is your users. An important fundamental concept you could apply here is that when you analyze the anatomy of a successful cyber attack, nearly all of them have one thing in common. A user somewhere did something that could have been avoided. Mimecast has a product dedicated to this with awareness training, but also incorporates this in some of the policies we had previously discussed. One example of this would be URL Protect. When a user clicks on a link, you can configure the ability to occasionally and randomly test users on whether this link they clicked on was safe or not. This allows admins to go back later and provide training with the users on where they may have went wrong without any of the actual consequences. This is kind of just denoted throughout here. So moving into other considerations and as well as some integrations with other services, Mimecast is able to be integrated with Active Directory sync with on-prem Exchange, Office 365, Azure Active Directory, G Suite, and is compatible with single sign-on. Mimecast has a growing library of API and tech partners to complement this SaaS solution. Some of these would include Salesforce, ConnectWise, or Rapid7, IBM Resilience, Sega Tech, Palo Alto, as you can see on the screen here. In addition to the integration with these other services, and when speaking outside of phishing, some considerations here would be with Mimecast would be that you would also include mailbox continuity, information archiving, secure messaging, and there's a personal portal for your users. So there we are. Just to recap here for part 2, we reviewed the platform type, the requirements to implement, security measures as it relates to phishing, user training, and some of the integrations with other services. Some advantages you find here that you don't find in the majority of other solutions is the focus on user training, the personal portal for end users. This is to create and control safe lists, block lists, and depending on your policies that are configured, user holds to release their own mail. This tied with SSO providing a pretty seamless experience for your end users. And lastly, we have mailbox continuity to prevent mail loss due to outages.